Hello everybody, my name is Pen160 and welcome back to the channel, or should I say welcome back to the reboot of the channel. This is Armoured Warfare, a game that came out in between the time of now and when the last video was created and published. It's been a while. What's happened to me? I got no idea. It just wasn't really much going for me back then, and I don't feel like I have things that are good enough to show because I'm a dirty freemium. I don't pay to win in the seller sense, but I still try to win, if that ever makes sense. As of yesterday, from the time of me recording this video, I have finally unlocked the Leopard 2A5 top of the line German main battle tank for Armored Warfare. And yes, while I was gone, I was playing Armored Warfare ever since it came out. I had a little bit of a break in between because of studies, and now I've got some free time, so why not make a video about it? This is a video made to review the line from start to finish, Tier 3 to Tier 8. And for those people going out there like, hey, that's not the end of the line, there's the 2A6 and there's the 2A7 plus. Well, you are correct. I'm a dirty bastard. I'm lazy. I don't grind all up to Tier 9. There's no Tier 10s in the game, but the predicted Tier 10 is the 2A7. And to those people right there, I'm sorry. For me, the line ends at Tier 8. Because when you come to Tier 9s, well, at Tier 8, you get something called a Tier 9 unlock token. And what this does is basically let you choose any of the tier line from the respective dealer and get it for yourself, which is a pretty nice feature. I mean, not everybody really wants to, go down a particular line for a linear grind from 1 to 10. This lets you spice up some things. I mean, maybe you just specialize in quick blitzkrieg. You just want to get, you want maybe something at the end, something is quick and probably more armored and can take a few shots, like the Leopard 2A6, or maybe the Abrams if you're ever so fancy. But you just don't like how sluggish and slow some of the starter tanks may be, and you just want to rack up the damage quickly. So you went down this line, and normally the Panhard Crab and Spigs would be your Tier 9 and 10 respectively. But of course, in this case, you get to choose any of the Tier 9s here available, and you can get to play them. So, good job on you, Obsidian. Now, as you can see, Tier 1 and 2 is standard armor, which comes from a dealer. You get these for sure, and then you can choose to allocate experience points to whichever line you fancy. And then after that, there's the main focus lines, specialty lines, the Leopard variants, the American MBTs, BMD development, recon, TDs, and all of these have a little specific challenge you have to complete in order to unlock the line, which is pretty, I wouldn't say pretty nice, because you might actually end up unlocking a different line without even knowing it, because some of these requirements can be totally random, and you may fulfill them pretty randomly. Anyways, enough blabbering about how Armored Warfare works. It's been out for a while now. You should at least know the basics on how it works. And this is going to be a pretty long video, so please bear with me. So, start a line, we've got Leopard 1. I'm just going to show them off to you right here, right now. You can see what kind of ammunition loadout I go for. I go for half-half. Commander is the default commander. Crews are, well, this guy's been having a fun time. Or a sad time. Crews are level 2 and 3 respectively. You can see skills, smooth right, do the twist, and rapid fire. My loaders always get rapid fire, because I just like to put more rounds downrange whenever possible. Then the next in line comes the Italian OF40, and this, I got no idea how this made it into the line. This is definitely not a Leopard variant. This is a totally different Italian take on trying to reproduce the Leopard, so I guess that's the only reason why this thing is in here. And this has been once again armed with the default commander. We got a level 3 crew. We got spin to win, increases hull traverse, do the twist, turret traverse, rapid fire as usual. Then we got Leopard 185. Default commander, probably level 3 crew. Crews never really go beyond that unless you really choose to focus down tanks. I have once you reach tier 5, it's more notable to say that you really want to focus on armor piercing rounds. Because around this tier, more stuff with ERA and composite armor, stuff that's more resistant to heat rounds would start appearing, and your heat rounds may not be so effective anymore. It's a shape charged round, so yeah. For the Y40, it's more heat rounds, less AP rounds. AP rounds for tough things that you can't kill from the front. And then there's the 2AV. Of course, this is the 2AV that you'll see in the game. This is the one that I'll be using to demonstrate for today. I have the chrome lining barrel Mark II. I'm not gonna upgrade to Mark III just yet. Hull reinforcement Mark II, and experimental propellant for that little edge and damage. Loading it up with 40 rounds of armor piercing and 10 rounds of heat. And if you're from Watt and you're watching this, heat rounds are completely a credit, but purchasable round in this game. There's no premium rounds. There's nothing that's going to give you godlike penetration or godlike damage. Very fair, and you also don't have to pay for garage slots. Then rushing up to tier 7, we got Leopard 2A4. I know it says Leopard 2, but this is the 2A4 variant. Unfortunately, in this game, they do not present you with the what they call it. That was the armor kit retrofit for this tank. The evolution kit, yes, that makes it quite on par with the 2A5, and it really bulks up the armor. But we'll get to that when the replay of this video is going on. And finally, top of the line, newly acquired, and please bear in mind that this tank is relatively stock. I really have nothing upgraded on it, not even a new kind of ammunition, although I could have researched that, but I couldn't have before the game I played that has the footage of this tank was recorded. And for the 2A4, I gave it experimental propellant. I will go through the reasons of my actions during the replay itself. And of course, this is not all the tanks I've got. This is just the favorite tanks, just to show you everything that was unlocked during this short event. I actually have a couple of other tanks, most of which, if any of these, you can take the time, slow down the video, pause it. Any of these interest your eyes, maybe you can send me a request, and maybe I'll do a short review about it. And that's about it. So, other than that, let's carry on with today's topic. We're going to start off with the Leopard 1. See you in the video. Alright everyone, welcome to Quarterback. Today's mission, we are to liberate the oil refinery, which is currently under the scrutiny of...
The PLM
I'm just gonna let her explain.
Took over the refinery, but you're gonna help us take it back. We need to take the refinery. Otherwise, the PLM will control oil prices for the entire region. I don't recommend the front door. Good luck.
Alright, so now she's explained our mission objective. We're supposed to capture their refinery over there, and along the way we have to fight a lot of stuff. And so, returning back to my tank, so we got roughly about a few minutes to talk about how this tank performs. For the Leopard 1, the most part, this is a very armored tank. Has 70 millimeters of frontal plate, give or take. Has a little bit of slanting. It's not gonna bounce much. The thin armor is not gonna really stop a shell hard enough that it'll actually just ricochet. It'll most likely just punch right through, especially from large bore guns such as the T-80, 62, 64s, and 54s. So, what's so good about this tank? Well, mobility-wise, this thing is actually more mobile than, say, M60 and the T-62, which is the equivalent main battle tank for tier in Armoured Warfare. It has a reasonably accurate gun, and, well, the turret's not much stronger than the hull, but it's slightly more stronger, if that's how I'm supposed to put it. So yeah, the gunplay, it's excellent on this tank. The aim speed is fast, the target press is quick. You don't get really a lot of bloom when you're moving your gun around, and you just really have to use cover to your advantage when playing this tank. It's not really meant for you to go on frontal brawling engagements. It's supposed to be long range, hide your weak spots and try not to do what just happened there. And as you can see, most of the times I'm just gonna be rolling back and forwards, up and down the dunes. This thing has relatively okay gun depression. I'm not gonna say it's amazing, but it's not terrible either. As you can see, hold down, we can actually take a few shots. I got no idea where that one bounced off from. As you can see, just roll back and forth, use cover to your advantage, and try not to expose yourself when you don't have to, especially in between reloads. It's common basic knowledge if you play World of Tanks, PvP. Even though if you know you're armored, you should always try to pull back whenever you're reloading, and don't give the enemy the chance to do what just happened. Artillery apparently has singled me out as the biggest threat so far, and is now focusing all fire on me. So rejoining my tank here in the action, what else is there to say? I really enjoyed the Leopard 1. It's a nice tank. I mean, it's not overall complicated. You don't have to worry about angling your armor. This thing has a decent pool of HP, actually. It has the biggest HP pool of any tank in tier, I believe. It seems that the more armored things gets, the lesser health initial hit points they have. Of course, you can reinforce it with hull reinforcements, and yes, that chieftain apparently also singled me out. But then again, I'm the most forward tank, so I'm practically the only thing they have to shoot at. Object 430 coming over, puts a shot into me, no biggie. But apparently didn't do any damage. He bounced off frontal hull, as you can see over there. Second shot, side scraped. I think my tracks took the hit, but no visual damage or no mechanical damage has been reported so far. So this is the part where the map is going to get a little bit boring. I'm just going to speed up the replay a little bit. As we ran along, I signal out that little objective, trying to get teammates to play, and well, none of them bitten. So I'm just going to stop here for a second, fire off a shot, and then continue on with the mission. And then now we will encounter a BMD-1. This route that I'm taking for quarterback is a route that I recommend for most PvE players, and ramming speed. Yeah, you like that, don't you? What was I saying? Yes, I recommend that you take this route whenever possible. I mean, you can always just go down the middle and then finally cut up through the front door. It's not really highly recommended unless you have a lot of frontal armor, but this part is great because you can really quite easily go hold down in this position right here, where they will be shooting the dirt in front of you and stuff like that. Rejoining attack in the action, and yes, if you're PvE, please note not to do that. He was wrong to be there, but at least he did right, and car ate my shell, and he's totally ignoring the Sherman.
Alright, Black Company.
Don't be a dick, okay? If somebody's trying to back off, they have a good reason to back off. Let them pass. Do not just trap them there thinking like, hey, you should move forward, there's nothing to be afraid of. Sometimes it's life and death, and people just generally don't like taking a hit when they don't have to, or when the tank can't even take a hit, like the Leopard 1. I wouldn't really recommend that you go face-to-face with autocannons with this tank. I mean, the 10P, you're probably gonna bounce a few, BMPs, you're gonna bounce a few, but it's not a guarantee bounce off. So keep in mind when you are playing this tank, if you hear autocannons just dabbing off you, just take cover. If not, you will notice your health bar disappearing really quickly. But as a tier 3 tank, it's okay. It's meaty in the sense of hit points. It can take a few hits, but of course it can't take a hit as in no damage hit, it'll take a hit and it'll just directly affect the HP pool. And here, I'm part of a clan called the 7th Panzer Division. With elite after elite, not really. Elite after elite for PvE, probably. We specialize in search and destroy tactics. And that is game. Nice little flyby over here. And to this guy, rock and roller, this video is gonna be evidence that I was not the one capping. Asshole. So yeah, a victory. Yeah. Well, let's take a look at the post-game stats. Alright everybody, welcome back to the post-battle report. That was an intense battle, I should say? No, not really. It wasn't really intense, it's more pretty casual. Anyways, this is the post-battle results. As you can see, we got target for being the one who got shot up the most. Teamwork for having no one dying on us, which is very useful as well. 2,590 EXP. This is of course with the daily multiplier, so the number is doubled. Normal would be slashed in half. 41,099 credits. This is of course, I unfortunately am using a 30% booster at the moment that I got from one of the packs that I bought. And yes, I do buy a few things every left and right, but I don't buy everything. I know a few people that do, and I don't condemn them. It's just, you know, some people like collecting tanks, and I got nothing against that. But for me, I just get the stuff that would serve as useful to me. So 5,791 damage done throughout the course of the game, 11 kills, 10 assists, and yeah, this is of course without any premium or anything, although Obsidian do give away 1 day free premium to anybody who logs in 16 days in a row, and 50 gold if you log in for the whole week, which is really nifty. Thank you Obsidian for giving us the option of choosing when to pop out premiums, not like some dastardly company in the name of Wargaming. So moving on to the team statistics, I apparently ranked 2nd overall. 2nd for most EXP, 2nd for damage, 2nd for kills, 2nd for spots, 2nd for assist. That BMP1 really did what AFV loves to do, and that's literally go in the middle of the fight. Well, not really in the middle of the fight, just using its excellent rate of fire and good overall damage, and just racking up the damage as high as possible. He played everything by the books. I mean, that thing has been a 73mm low velocity howitzer. That thing can do the same amount of damage as my 105, so yeah. So now moving on to my final thoughts that I have for the Leopard 1. So yeah, just some final words I have to say about the Leopard 1. Yes, search and destroy tactics are something that's been adopted by the 7th Panzer Battalion. I will always strongly recommend that you search and destroy whenever possible, but there will be few instances where you might want to cap out because either you don't have enough hit points and the enemy is threatening to overwhelm you, there's not enough tanks left, or you're the last one left alive. Definitely would recommend capping out, because if you're gonna go in a slugging duel, especially one where you threaten to lose the game, it's best to secure victory rather than secure victory in a confirmed way rather than trying your luck and hopefully not to get battered, especially when you're last tank alive. I mean, there will be nothing else the AIs will be looking at but you, and the AI is really cheaty in this game. They probably have the eyes fixated on your tank before they even spot you, and when the instant they spot you, BAM! The cannon fires and you're gonna get hit, and you're gonna be in for a bad day, especially in a tank such as the Leopard, where a hit is a hit, and it will definitely decrease your HP pool. So far, a little bit of adjustment to the plan. I was apparently going to make this all in one, but I think I'm just going to break this to an episode by episode, each episode covering each tank, because it's easier that way. So you don't have to sit through a 40-minute video, just listen to me rant and talk about things I like and I don't like. So yeah, this is the Leopard 1. Stay tuned for more. This line, all of his tanks will definitely be showcased on my channel before I die again. See you soon. Goodbye.